Trump was found guilty. Had Alvin Bragg lost, then Trump, most people would think that Trump would be well within his right to claim that the indictment was political. It was bogus. He can claim it was a witch hunt. And because he skated, he could claim the other 3 criminal trials are just like this. And a lot of Americans on the fence would say, yeah, he's probably right. But Alvin Bragg won on Thursday. And this will be the last criminal trial of the year for Donald Trump. We pretty much know that. And I think it's a good thing. And it's good for Biden that this was the last criminal trial before November. Now, maybe this week the Supreme Court will rule on presidential immunity. But let's say they say, ex-presidents don't have immunity. That won't jumpstart the Miami classified documents trial, which has been delayed indefinitely. It won't jumpstart the Fulton County, Georgia RICO trial, which has also been delayed indefinitely. It looks like it won't take place until after November. That's what conventional wisdom says, because Fani Willis had a romantic relationship, perhaps, with her lead prosecutor, and Trump's lawyers are spending millions to appeal Judge McAfee's decision that Fani Willis doesn't need to be replaced. So they're delaying. Parts of that trial are being delayed. Now, if the Supreme Court rules this week that Trump doesn't enjoy presidential immunity, it is conceivable that special counsel Jack Smith could put up a slimmed-down version of his election interference trial before November. But I doubt, if he were able to put up a slimmed-down version of that trial, I doubt we'd get a verdict before the election. And I also doubt the Supreme Court is going to offer up a definitive ruling this month regarding presidential immunity. I think they punt and send it back down to the lower courts, asking for clarification, asking the lower court to parse out which parts of the indictment center around Trump's official capacity as president and which parts don't. And that's garbage. But what that does is it delays until after the election. But I'm fine with that because, as I said, I don't want to see another criminal trial before Election Day. If Trump can't portray himself anymore as a martyr, if he can't complain about the weaponized Justice Department, then he has to run on the issues. And if Trump has to run on the issues, he loses. He has zero, what I call updraft. He has zero updraft. Biden has updraft. He has abortion on the ballot in pretty much all of the key swing states. And that is going to animate the Democratic base, even if they're lukewarm about Joe Biden. More updraft from high-profile Senate races in the swing states where the Democratic Senate candidates are incredibly popular. The Democratic Senate candidates in swing states like Arizona, Gallego, Pennsylvania, Casey, Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin, they're not just running way ahead of their Republican opponents, they're also running way ahead of Joe Biden as well. And Joe Biden, come November, will benefit from this updraft because nobody's ticket splitting, okay? Nobody's going to go into the voting booth in Ohio, vote for Sherrod Brown, and then say, I'm going to vote for Trump. Sherrod Brown's going to beat Moreno. There are no good candidates giving Donald Trump updraft. Kari Lake in Arizona, there are no good candidates that can help him. Joe Biden has great candidates, and there isn't going to be ticket splitting. If you're going to vote for Casey in Pennsylvania, you're also going to vote for Joe Biden. And so Biden's going to benefit from this updraft, the abortion updraft. What does Trump have other than himself? There are no ballot issues come November that will animate the Republican base. Remember, Karl Rove put gay marriage on the ballot in 2004? That animated the Republican base to come out and vote for George W. Bush, who was an unpopular president. There are no culture war issues on the ballot in November to get Republicans to vote. There are no exciting down ballot candidates running for Senate. Republicans, I'm talking about. This election, at least for Republicans, will be a referendum on Trump, period. If you're a Republican, this election for Republicans will be a referendum on Donald Trump. It won't be a referendum on the future of this country. It is a referendum for Republicans to decide, do we want another 4 years of this slob fronting our party? Trump has nothing to animate the Republican base with. If anything, his being on the ballot suppresses the Republican base. And we've seen it with the zombie votes for Nikki Haley. She dropped out, but come primaries on Tuesday, she'll get maybe 20% of the vote in a primary where she's no longer even running. Democrats, on the other hand, have many reasons to vote. Democrats have many, many reasons to vote. They're going to vote because of abortion. They're going to vote to keep the Senate. Very attractive candidates running for the Senate. And of course, they're going to vote for democracy. They're going to vote against Donald Trump. And some Democrats, like me, might actually vote because of Joe Biden. The reason I'm going to vote is for Joe Biden, not against Trump. I think Joe Biden is the most consequential president since LBJ. I want to protect a woman's right to choose. I want to protect our republic from authoritarian rule. But what animates my vote more than anything else is I'm for Joe Biden. After he's elected, he's going to be my enemy. But right now, I'm for Joe Biden. Look at all the various sources of updraft that Joe Biden has. Abortion, Senate candidates, fear of Donald Trump, hatred for Donald Trump, and some actually approve of Joe Biden. Trump has zero updraft. He owns the party. It's his. It belongs to his, and he is the Republican Party. And if this election for Republicans is a referendum on Donald Trump, they're either some will show up, vote for Bobby Kennedy. He's going to lose. He's going to lose. And there are a lot of polls that are owned by Republicans. Republicans create the illusion of momentum, and they believe that becomes reality. And that's partly true. So a lot of these, like Rasmussen, these are Republican-funded polls to create the illusion that Trump is doing better than he actually is. And that's why I'm glad there's not going to be another criminal trial. The conversation is about to change. Donald Trump is no longer the victim, and if there were another trial, mainline Republicans might be more sympathetic to Trump, but without a trial, Trump is going to lose. What does he have to run on? What does he have to offer the American people? fear of migrants, lies about crime, lies about the economy. The Trump amnesia will soon subside, and Americans are going to remember what a shit show his 4 years were.
It's time right now for the David Feldman Show.